What's up, everyone? It's Anthony with A Crew Gaming, back in whatever game this is, Satisfactory. I'm in one of these games. Getting the factory floor going. I've got everything cranking. I don't have rotors going yet because I don't really like how this turned out. So I'm gonna probably take it all down and redo it. It got really cluttered over here. So just to get all of this stuff over, screws are a little bit complicated because they've got such a low input and such a high output that it kind of makes things wonky. So you can see it got a little bit spaghettied over here, and I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. So the screws I'm going to are going to go upstairs. And we're going to make them upstairs because there's way more storage area up there than I would need for all of this stuff. So I'm going to do screws upstairs, and then I should be able to do 6 of these. Is it a constructor? What is this thing? Assembler. 6 of these assemblers to make the steel plates, and then we'll go into, we're making these deals over here, these reinforced frames or whatever they're called, but you can see it's a pretty slow process, so hopefully we can move this along a little bit. We also, like I said, we've got to get the rotors as well. Oops, I think I just changed it. I didn't want to do that. The rotors take screws and is that going again? Okay. Screws and iron rods. So we will bring those down. I've got a couple iron rod belts that aren't, or this one. I think I have a whole one that's not doing anything. They're both going. Oh yeah. So this one will stop once we get the screw production built up there. So we'll have one for the rotors and then one going over to those frames. And I did unlock an alternate blueprint or recipe for the reinforced steel ones that are going to go over to this floor. So it's not going to take iron rods anymore, it's going to take concrete, which I just made a cool little storage area for over here. And I don't know, oh, I almost went off the edge. I may have to make it bigger because it's filling up pretty quick. Let's see where it's at here. Not there yet. And it is from the bottom, or from the bottom up, so it'll take a little while for it to get all the way over here, but kind of a cool little deal. Goes in over here, and then it goes up and around, and I can bring another one in from this side and just put it right in here. So looks like kind of a neat little deal. If I add more inputs, I'm gonna have to upgrade these belts, but not too bad so far. So, oh geez, don't walk off the edge. Wouldn't hurt me, but then I'd have to climb back up. I also did change these, so I've got 2 floors or foundations instead of those wall conveyor deals because I need to bring way more than just 2 belts back and forth, and I did that all the way around. So there's a lot of kind of start doing something and then see how it works, and it may work really good for a little while, but then you kind of have to realize that you have to alter it a little bit. So that's kind of the name of the game in here. So, but let's go over here. I think our next goal for this deal is has to do with motors, which is the steel side. So I really want to get the iron side done and going, so that we can start producing the parts that we need for the steel plant over there. So let's go upstairs, and I would like to move this ramp too. I don't really want this over here, so I'll figure another way out to get that stuff up here. These storage units are just here so that those keep running. Like I said, they're not filling up very fast, and I think we're going to need those reinforced plates quite a bit. So I did see if everything was going to fit up here, and it is. It's going to fit awesome. So each one of these belts will run 4 of the screw deals. It's not assembler constructors, jeez. Assemblers, constructors, all these different names. But like I said, each one of these 60 per minute belts will run one whole pod of 4 of these. So we'll get these all set up. Logistics, conveyor splitter. And I love these little lines because it just lines it all up just perfect. Just look for the L. And this should give me room to run a conveyor down this side if I need to. Maybe. Let's see if it does. Yeah. Can I run one, or do I have to clip through the wall? Oh yeah. I was like, why is it not giving me another one? Oh yeah, so I can run a conveyor here. So if I can run one, I can run a stack of them. So if we need to come back and bring this stuff back, we can do it that way. Another thought I had was to bring it back and over this section right here, and then loop it back down through there, and that's probably what I will do. So once we get these screws going, like I said, I'll build a storage area up here for them, and then we'll loop the production of them back and get 2 belts, or I think actually I can do six belts. So I'll have to figure out all of that as well. We may need more rods. I may need to fire up that lower plant, or add more to the lower portions of it. So we'll have to kind of see as we go there. But let's grab these guys. Just a regular constructor for screws because we're not just using straight rods. And then I should be able to get the T on this one too. If I get anywhere near where I'm supposed to, there it is. Oh, and then I'll set all these up, and then I'll set up my splitters. It was lining up with another one. I was like, what's going on? It's lining up with those back ones there, which are plates. Otherwise that would be kind of nice. Could have had the screws just going right here. Let's see, we need a splitter. That guy goes right there. This guy goes right here. This guy goes right there. You gotta make sure you're following the right grid lines too, because that is easy to do. Now these run 15 if you get them set up and programmed here for screws. So 15 rods per minute. So if you break up a belt of 60 per minute into 4, that's your 15 per minute. The output on these is 90 per minute. So you do need to use the upgraded belts if you want to run these things to capacity. The upgraded belt, the Mark II, I think I called it a Mach 2 like 57 times in the last video. I drove myself a little bit nuts when I was watching it back, but that's alright. The Mark II belts do 120 per minute, so they're actually carrying more out of here than the machine will produce. So you kind of have to get a little bit creative with splitting everything out, since it's only kicking 90 per minute out. And the constructors the assemblers for the iron plates require 120 per minute. So I'll show you in the end of this thing here. Alright, so where's our split? Right there. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So if this one's putting out 90, this one's putting out 90, you know, each one of these is putting out 90 per minute. We need to take the 90 from one of them and combine it with only 30 of another one. So we need to put a merger on the end of this one. We want lots of inputs and only one output. And this will kind of set the stage for all of them, so I'll get it as close as I can. That's too close. So a merger on that one, because this is already going to be our 90, and then I want a splitter on this one, because I only want 30 from it going into here. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you got to pay attention to what is coming off of what belt. So obviously I don't want to run a belt that has a capacity of 120 per minute from this point to this point, since it's only going to be 30 per minute coming out of each one of these. So this is what it's going to divide our 90 per minute into three even sections, and it's not completely perfectly even until it kind of balances out. So when you start running these, it gets a little bit out of whack, but it'll balance out as it goes. So your first one's always going to fill up faster, and then once that fills up, it kind of trickles down. So alright, so that's this one. We've got 60 remaining. So, okay. So we'll put another merger on this one. We'll line it up with everything else. And then a splitter on this one. So our goal is 120 per minute coming off of the end of these. Because that's the input that we need to be giving our reinforced iron plates. Just making sure I'm doing this right. Right, so our 30 is going to go here. This is our 30 to our 90. And out of here is going to be our 120. This is our 30 to our 90. This is the tricky part. So I have to have these split into two. I can't just have them in one. I don't think this will turn the corner without clipping into the other one. So I think what I did is put a merger in between these two. And it doesn't go straight in between them, of course. And if I spread these out, I'm not going to be able to run a conveyor down the side, but if worse comes to worse, I can run one up on the wall. Hello, large flying thing. I really should figure out the name of that. So, we're going to scoot these down. I want them to be one space apart at this point. So, that's I'm going to have to add 1, 2, 3 spaces to this end one here. It's going to put it right up probably against that wall. leave that other one in there for now so that I know where the 3 spaces are. Constructor. So 1, 2, 3. Now I can delete these 2. And of course I have to move everything in the front as well. So I'll probably get, it doesn't matter. You're gonna end up moving stuff and setting stuff. And it's not a big deal. I really could have placed that one right where it was and just had the merger off center, but I'm kind of picky. Let's see, scoot over 1, so now there should be 1 space between every one of them. Nice. Let's deconstruct, that can stay. This belt goes, this guy goes, this guy goes. I love that you get 100% of your resources back. It's very nice. All of these are going. And make sure you're not pointing at the wrong thing. I deleted a floor the other day, or a foundation the other day when I was trying to delete a belt, and I had to move like 6 things to get it back in place because so many things were overlapping it. So, dang it. Let's see. So 1 space. Output's coming this way. Perfect. 1 space. And you'll see what this fixes in a second here. I didn't technically need 1 space in between all of them, but I could have just spaced out the middle too. Alright, so let's rethink this. This is a... I believe this is a merger. Yep. So this is where we want our splitters. We want them in the middle too. And it's a little bit confusing, but once you kind of get it all set up and start looking at it, it makes a lot of sense. And then this is another merger. Or another splitter, I'm sorry. And then our mergers come in. So it's coming off of here at 90. We got 30 coming in from this side. And you can't just run, and I'll show you kind of why this has to be in here. This is another merger. Yeah, that's right. Wait. Oh yeah, everything goes in a merger, and there's only 1 output. Perfect. What? Perfect if you put it in the right spot. If you just split this belt, so if I had this belt right here, so one section obviously is going to go over here to this 90, and that's how we're making our 120. But if I just now came off of the end of this and didn't use this connection, now 45 is coming off this end and 45 is coming off this end. So you're not going to get enough on the middle one, and you're going to get too much on the side one. So you have to split it 3 ways. That's why you have to have this merger in the middle. Otherwise there's no way to connect these 2, and the corner's too tight here to make it work. But yeah, so there's the basic setup of it. So again, we got the splitter in this spot, in this spot. Nope, that's totally the wrong spot, but that's alright, I'll move that one. This spot and this spot, the 2 middle ones. And then we go with the mergers here. merger there, merger in between these two to get our 120. And then the merger on both ends here. Perfect. So now we're running our slow belts, our normal belts. So this is only 30. This is only 30. This is only 30. And this is only 30. Now coming off here, we are going to have to run another merger, aren't we? Because we've got 30 coming off of here, 60 coming off here, and 30 coming off here. So one more merger should bring it all back together into the 120. And that'll be our third leg of screws going to that our steel plant. Or not our steel plant, the reinforced iron plates. So again, these are slow belts coming off of here. And then we'll need a good belt here, we'll need a good belt here. And the same thing on the other side, just backwards. So a good belt here. Let's get all these set up. And then get our merger here. So hopefully this all makes sense after you see it kind of in action. Alright, now we need the Mark II. You can see here that it transports 120 resources per minute. So if we were just doing 60 on here, it would be not effective. It wouldn't be pumping out as much as the machine can make. So we don't want to do that. We want to stay efficient here. And then, like I said, we would come off of these, and then this is where I need to figure out where we're going, because these belts cannot I guess I could make a Mach 3 or Mark 3 belt, and that carries 270. So I could put 2 belts on this one, and then I would only have to run 3 belts to the bottom, but I have to get steel beams for that. Because right now I have to run 6 belts down. In order for this to work. And I would run them. I don't know if I can even run them through here. I wonder if I'd have to go up over the top, which might not look too bad. Just check with the normal belt here. I know I can't run it through here, but let's see if we can build these guys anywhere. was like, what is that? That is beyond. So these are 2 high, and then we go 3 high. I'll come back down underneath. Let's see what that'll do. So again, just kind of a trial. Yeah, see, it won't let me because it's running into stuff. What's it say here? Encroaching others' clearance. So let's see if we can make this guy taller and see if that fixes our problems. I kind of doubt it. I think unless I made it really, really tall. Okay. We will get this figured out, I promise. I think that one's 3 tall. What am I missing? Concrete. Luckily I have that right here. I think I can get back up here. Oh, not if I fall all the way down there, I can't. Bam. I've been running out of a lot of concrete lately. I built a lot of foundations. Just barely make it back up here, as you can tell. The steel floor has started. Alright, let's see if we can get this figured out. I might just have to run these out a little bit further. So there's 2 high. Let's see if that will work. Nope, encroaching still. 3 high. And still encroaching. Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to run these 4 high. To get them back there. This wouldn't be too big of a deal. But I can also run them over here. And do something like this. After that, I need 3, and there's only space for 2. Oh, the complications. And that's the other thing, like I need 3 per side, so I'd have to go like 7 high to get it back over there. So, we are probably going to have to rearrange down here and make our floor backwards. So completely disassemble everything down here. And just continue this ramp up. And then loop back around, and then do my steel plates that way, and then the other items, the rotors and the boxes, we'll do them down on that side. So, and then once I figure out kind of where everything's going to be, then I'll figure out where all the storage for all of that stuff is going to be. So, to be continued on that part of it. So. But like I said, this was way too much storage for all of that, and this should produce enough screws just with this. It's not going to give us any extras though. All of the screws are going to be used, so I may need to run another set of rods and maybe run these, you know, in a corner downstairs or something, just so I have some in storage. And I may also run these through storage, kind of like I'm doing with all the plates and the rods over there, before I take them down. That way, whatever, if there's any sort of lag or any sort of backup down below, that they are not slowing down on the production side and they continue to build up in the storage. And then you can monitor kind of how much your storage units are holding. You just have to find the last one that it's in, and I'll show you that real quick. But here's the, I mean, like I said, this is the basic setup. Two belts, make sure that they're, you know, running at capacity with a 60 per minute. We'll run, like I said, 4 of these constructors, and I don't have it all hooked up yet. I need to run power up here as well, and then, like I said, just make sure you're using the right belts in the right places to get the capacity out of the system. So oh, you know what, I may be able to, if I move this one over one and this one over one, I might still be able to get my belts through the middle here, but I'll take a look at it and see. I may also do like a 3 high storage, and come off of the top of the 3 high storage. So I will figure that all out. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just find a vantage point, like a high vantage point, and just kind of stare at the space for a second. So that doesn't make very exciting video, so I won't do that to you. But like I said, you come over here and you find the last one filling up, which sometimes that's a little bit difficult to locate. Whoa. A little bit of a lag spike there. That one doesn't have anything in it. 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 So where are we here? So not on the top. I guess I could just follow this around. Still going through there. Still going through there. Still going through there. So we're probably down here. Maybe. Like I said, the more of these you have stacked up, the harder it is to find the spot that you need to go to. What the heck? Almost put concrete in there. So they're all just full. They're either completely full or completely empty. There we go. So there's our culprit. So you can see that the number is climbing. So I've got steel plates coming out the back end of this whole system, and our number on our storage is still climbing. So that is a good thing. As long as you always see material moving in and that number climbing, it means you're not overutilizing your resources. So if you start to see the numbers in the storages decline, you either have a production issue or no, I guess that's all that's it. You just have a production issue. You're using more than you're producing. In that case, you need to up something on the front end, and then if you run out, yeah, like I said, if you run out of it, obviously you've waited way too long. But if these get full and your production on this side of it stops, then you're not using enough on the other end, and you need to either shut off some of the production or increase your output. So just one of those deals. keep it clocking, keep it cranking, and you can kind of see that upstairs, that how it looks running. And like I said, I just need to figure out how to get the screws back down here to this floor so that we can keep that end of it going, and hopefully get this end of it going faster so that that portion of it is not going as slow. But not a huge deal. When we add 3 more of these, that will obviously double our output, and that's what we did upstairs. Is we got 6 of these running, so we will be pushing those out pretty quick. And I think these only do like 5 a minute, so 5 per minute. I believe one of these does 12 per minute. So neither one of these is a fast process, but kind of figuring out what to, well, and what I'll do, I'm going to run all this through storage. So if that's 5 per minute, or if that's 12 per minute, we're running 2 of these, and this is kicking out 5 per minute, so 3 per minute will stay in storage. So that'll give us a positive amount in our storage if we run it through there. If we don't run it through storage, all it does is just sit on the belt. So it'll just back up. Eventually it'll take it forever to back it up on the belt with that little bit of a difference in that small numbers, but eventually it will back up on the belt and just slow down the production of this one. So like I said, that's why you kind of want the buffer of the storage unit, because that gives you that grace period. So, but that's it for this video. Like I said, I'll go upstairs and figure out what we're doing there, and we'll move everything around. Like I said, I'm still pre-recording these. This weekend I've got a wedding. My little brother's getting married, and then after that the video should be the night before. I should be recording them the night before, posting them the night after. So if I'm not hitting the comments or anything like that, that's probably why. If I'm not replying or doing things that you're commenting. So, but keep them coming. I'm reading them. I will read them even if I don't this weekend. I will try to go back through and take a look at kind of what I missed from the videos that are pre-recorded. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, get all my notifications when I make new videos. Like I said, if you're here for a specific content, I do have some playlists. I play multiple games, so just click on those playlists, and then again, more information on my Twitter page as well. All of that, it's kind of under construction. I know that I've been saying that for a while, but it's a process, and I've had things like the wedding to deal with, that getting the pre-recorded stuff done has kind of taken away the time of improving the page art and graphics and stuff like that. So I will get to it. I promise. It's coming, but bear with me on that aspect of it. So enjoy the evening, day, morning, whatever time it is you're watching this, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.